instantaneous velocity. That was the last topic that we did yesterday. Now I'm giving you one question just to check whether you have understood everything or not. I'm giving you one more question, one or two more question based on that average velocity and instantaneous velocity. And then we'll move to the next topic of this chapter, right? So first of all, just try to solve two questions. I'm giving you two questions. One question will be based on simple concept of average velocity and instantaneous velocity. So I'm taking some equation. It can be anything. I don't care. Whatever the equation I write. Sir, I have a doubt in assignment. So, okay, Tahira, you are late now. Anyways, you can ask. Yes, ask your doubt, Tahira. What's your doubt? क्या है doubt आपका?
Yes, sir. Sir,
आवाज आपकी ब्रेक हो रही है तायरा. Your voice is not clear. तायरा क्वेश्चन नंबर मैसेज कर दो चाहे. Sir, question number 3 in assignment. Okay. I don't know what is your question number 3. Is it the question number 3, is it like this? A body traveling along a straight line travels one of half the total distance v naught. The remaining part of distance covered with v1 for half the time and with velocity v2 for the half the time. Find the mean velocity or average over the whole time of motion. बेटा ये this is the same question which we did in
yes,
class.
sir.
ये तो हमने यही क्वेश्चन क्लास में करा था. क्वेश्चन इज दिस वे. आपसे ये कहता है याद करो कि द फर्स्ट डे व्हेन वी डिस्कस्ड एवरेज स्पीड, in that case we discussed this problem, and in the case of average speed the problem was taken in terms of speed, and in this assignment it is given in terms of velocity. So it will not matter here because here distance and displacement will be same. As body has started from here, it goes to q, then r, and then s. आपसे कहता है कि the total distance the body covers is not given, right? The total distance is not given, but they are saying that कि first half of the total distance, मतलब पहला distance चाहे जो भी हो, whatever be the total distance, let that distance or the total distance is d, मान लो. तो आपसे कहता है the half of this total distance is d by 2 and this d by 2 is covered by the body with a speed or velocity is equal to v naught. समझ आई बात तायरा कि ये जो half of the total distance है that is d by 2, it is being covered with velocity v naught. अब जो ये remaining half है ना, ये remaining half, this remaining half d by 2, the body covers it in two ways. With a speed v1 or velocity v1 for some time, let the time was t, and then it moves with velocity v2 for the same value of time t. Did you understand, Tahira, what I'm saying? The remaining half it covers in with two different velocities. With a speed v1 that body travels for time t, and with a speed v2 it covers it moves for time t. तो आपको बताना है इसमें एवरेज वेलोसिटी कितना होगा. तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी नो दैट एवरेज वेलोसिटी इज, ओके सर यू अंडरस्टूड, ओके ताहिरा. तो आपको ये टोटल डिस्प्लेसमेंट डी है, टोटल टाइम निकाल लो, यहाँ पर से टाइम निकालोगे तो दिस टाइम विल बिकम इक्वल टू दिस डी बाई 2 अपॉन वी नॉट, ये टाइम आ जाएगा. और यहाँ का टाइम अगर आप निकालोगे तो यहाँ से आप ऐसे लिख सकते हो v1 t प्लस v2 t इज इक्वल टू d बाई 2. ठीक है, क्योंकि ये वाला डिस्टेंस प्लस ये वाला डिस्टेंस विल बी इक्वल टू द रिमेनिंग हाफ. तो यहाँ से आप t की वैल्यू को लिख सकते हो d अपॉन 2 टाइम्स ऑफ v1 प्लस ऑफ v2. तो ये एक टाइम की वैल्यू आ जाएगी. तो v एवरेज की वैल्यू आ जाएगी टोटल डिस्टेंस जो कि d है आपका अपॉन टोटल टाइम दैट इज d अपॉन 2v नॉट प्लस ऑफ d अपॉन 2v1 प्लस ऑफ v2. बट अगर मैं ये लिखता हूं तो दिस इज द ओनली वैल्यू ऑफ t, बट बाद में आपके दो बार t है तो दिस मस्ट बी 2t. तो दैट इज व्हाई आई शुड मल्टीप्लाई इट विद 2. अब इसको सॉल्व कर लेना, यू विल गेट द आंसर. आई होप इज इट क्लियर टू यू तायरा?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
ठीक है, ओके मूविंग ऑन. अच्छा विभूति, yesterday you were not connected, right? You were absent yesterday, I guess.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
क्यों बेटा? Why?
सर डिवाइस की वजह से सर.
इसकी वजह से
डिवाइस वर्क नहीं कर रहा था सर.
अच्छा, ये थोड़ा इशू तुम्हारे साथ बार बार आ रहा है तो
Yes, sir.
डिवाइस को जरा अच्छा करो बेटा, है ना, क्योंकि आपका ऐसे लॉस हो जाता है थोड़ा सा. थोड़ा सा लॉस हो जाता
Yes,
है, ऑल्दो
sir.
यू विल गेट द रिकॉर्डिंग, बट रिकॉर्डिंग को सुन के समझना और एक वो मतलब एक कनेक्ट कंटिन्यूटी में समझना में फर्क आता है. तो एनीवेज,
Yes.
अगर आप उसको थोड़ा बेहतर कर सको तो करो बेटा. Anyways, so moving on, I was taking two questions I have to deal with, and then I'll start with the acceleration वाला part, and then I'll discuss the equations of motion. तो थोड़ी जल्दी आज थोड़ा ये दो क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करने में, टू सॉल्व these two questions थोड़ा स्पीड ज्यादा रहेगा, ठीक है, while solving these two questions. तो मेरा पहला क्वेश्चन है x इज इक्वल टू, बेटा कुछ भी ले लेता हूं मैं, मुझे भी नहीं पता क्या लूंगा, तो टी क्यूब प्लस ऑफ 4t². दिस इज योर वैल्यू ऑफ x. ठीक है, x मतलब पोजीशन एंड t मतलब टाइम. x मींस पोजीशन एंड t इज रिप्रेजेंटिंग टाइम. तो आपको बताना है फाइंड फर्स्ट एवरेज वेलोसिटी बिटवीन t इक्वल टू 1 सेकेंड एंड t इक्वल टू 3 सेकेंड. ठीक है, सेकेंड पार्ट इज instantaneous velocity at t equal to 2 seconds. These are the two parts of this question. I'm giving you 1 minute to solve the problem. Please hurry up and please don't commit any mistake. I hope every one of you can solve this problem. Okay, please try this.
Done, sir.
Okay, one of you has already done this. Okay, now I am solving this just for you. देखो बेटा, मैं remind करा रहा हूँ. Average velocity, the formula was x final minus of x initial upon t final minus of t initial. This was the formula to find the average velocity. Means you have to find the final value of x. Final value. Okay, Tahira. Okay, you continue to solve. I'm just solving for those who have already done it, and who is still doing. Please keep doing your question. Okay, but please hurry up. Okay, we will have to find the initial value of x. Initial value of x means the value of x at t equal to 1 second, and final value of x will be the value of x at t equal to 3 seconds. So if you'll put value of t here in as 1 second, so you will get this as x is equal to 1 the whole cube plus of 4 into 1 squared. So this will become equal to 5 meter. And this is your initial position. What will be your final position? So put the value of t as 3 seconds. So 3 the whole cube plus of 4 into 3 the squared. Right? तो ये कितना हो जाएगा? 3 का cube will become 27, and 27 plus this will be 9 into 4 36. So okay, Tyra, good. So 27 plus of 36, right? So 27 plus of 36 is how much? This will become equal to 63. Am I correct? Now V average would be equal to what? So this will be simply 63 minus of 5 divided by final value of time minus of initial value of time, and initial value of time has been taken as 1. So 63 minus of 5 becomes equal to 58, and that is equal to divided by 2. Is it correct? So this will become equal to 29 meter per second. Did you get this answer for average velocity or not? Everyone, kindly
Yes,
respond.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ibrahim, did you got this answer? Ibrahim?
Sir, I forgot to divide that. So I got 58.
Okay, you forgot to divide that. Okay, no issue. So if you'll divide it by time, then only you will get the velocity. So 58 by 2 is 29. Okay. Now, what is the second part? Second part is instantaneous velocity. And you know that to find the instantaneous velocity, we will just have to differentiate this x. है ना? So first differentiate this x and then put the value of t in that x. Right? So let's differentiate this. I'm erasing everything on the screen. The solution of the first part, I'm erasing it. Now I'll be solving the second part of it, which is the instantaneous velocity. So for instantaneous velocity, we know that we have to differentiate this x. So this will be dx by dt. That is d by dt of t cube plus of 4t squared. So v instantaneous will be equal to what? So that will be equal to t cube. The differentiation of this is 3t square plus of 4. T squared will be differentiated as 2t. So I'll get the equation as 3t square plus of 8t. This is my final equation, right? So v instantaneous would be equal to what? So that would be equal to 3. The value of time at which we are supposed to calculate the instantaneous velocity is 2. So put t as 2 squared plus of 8 multiplied by 2. When you will solve, you will get the final answer, and that would be equal to 4 into 3, 12. 12 plus 16, that is equal to 28 meter per second. Have you got this?
Yes,
Did you get this
sir.
answer?
yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yes.
Okay. So now I hope most of you have already understood this, how to calculate the average value of velocity and instantaneous value of velocity. If not, then please revise the whole whatever we have done till now, revise them and again try to solve without seeing the solution. ठीक है? But from my side, I hope कि आपको आ गया ये. अब मैं एक और क्वेश्चन ले रहा हूँ, थोड़ा सा different. It is again based on the concept of instantaneous velocity only, but it is slightly different question. Slightly, right? What is that question? So the question is this way. The question is simply t is equal to under root x plus 3. Try to understand the question. T, again, t is for time. T is for time. T represents time. X is again representing position. So t and x is related by this equation. T is equal to under root x plus 3. Now the question is asking you to find value of time, find the value of time, the value of time or value of t at which velocity will be 0. मतलब find that value of time at which velocity becomes 0. Sir, can velocity become 0? Yes, velocity can become 0. If this would have been the speed can never become 0. But velocity can become 0, right? So find the value of time at which velocity will become 0. This is your question. You have to find the value of time at which velocity will become 0. How we will do that? So simply we know the simple point that velocity will be 0 at some particular instant of time or always. If I have given you this equation and I'm asking you that find the value of time at which velocity will be 0, so that would be some particular instant of time or the velocity will be 0 at every value of time. Sir, will it be at some particular time or will it be 0 for every value of time? What do you say?
The particular time.
Obviously, it will be 0 at some particular instant of time, right? Mauna, why are you not speaking?
Yes,
Mauna.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. So this velocity will be 0 at a particular instant of time. Obviously, there will be a particular time at which the velocity will become 0. This means that if the velocity will be 0 at some particular instant of time, means which velocity you are supposed to find out? Average or instantaneous? Which velocity you are supposed to find out? Average or instantaneous?
Instantaneous.
Of course instantaneous. बेटा मैं फिर से repeat कर रहा हूँ. Because the velocity will be 0 at particular value of time, this means that this velocity will obviously be instantaneous value of velocity. Because if you are finding the value of velocity at a particular time, so that must always be your instantaneous value of velocity. Clear hai? And what do we do for instantaneous velocity? So we always differentiate x with respect to time to get the instantaneous velocity. I hope you understood. And to find instantaneous velocity, what do? We always differentiate x with respect to time. Is it clear to all? Now, how to differentiate it? So just to differentiate it, I will do some simplification first and then I'll differentiate. Can I write this under root x as equal to t minus 3? Speak up. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So, sir, do one more simplification. Squaring both sides. If you square both sides, what you will get? If you will square both sides, this square root will vanish and we will get t minus 3 the whole square on the right side. Means what? Means we can write this also as x is equal to t square plus of 9 minus of 60. Did you understand? This is a minus b the whole square. The formula that I have used, right? Now differentiate it. So velocity is equal to dx by dt. Now differentiation will be easy for you. If you will differentiate t square, you will get 2t. What will be the differentiation of 9? Who will tell me? Differentiation of 9 beta kitna hoga?
0.
0, of course, because this is only a constant without any variable. So the differentiation of this 9 is 0. And what will be the differentiation of minus 60? What will be the differentiation of this term?
Minus
Minus
6.
1.
Minus 6 beta, not minus 1. Minus 6. And why? Because you will keep minus 6 as it is and you will differentiate t. So the differentiation of t will be 1. So 1 into 6 will remain as 6, right? So means you have got velocity as 2t minus of 6. So now the question is asking at what value of t velocity will become 0. So I can say for v equal to 0, I can write 2t minus of 6 is equal to 0. So I can write t is equal to 3 seconds or not beta. This is that particular value of time at which velocity will become 0. Is it clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, just note it down so that we can proceed with the next topics. Okay, can I erase this?
No, sir.
Okay, note कर लेना तो बता देना.
Done.
Okay, moving on, we move to the next topic of the same chapter. Now we'll be discussing about the acceleration and you have to listen to it very carefully. You must have an idea of acceleration already, but we will be talking obviously about two types of acceleration. One is average acceleration and again another one will be instantaneous. My point is very simple. Whenever you have instantaneous value of either velocity or speed or acceleration, you know the fact that you will have to differentiate the quantity, right? And whenever you have average value, yeah, you have to find the average value. You will take the change in one value divided by the change in time and you will divide the two. You will understand it more from this, whatever I'm writing on the screen. Try to understand the topic is acceleration. What is acceleration? So beta, we know that, okay, let's say the particle starts from here with some velocity. Let the particle started from here with some velocity and let that velocity be v1. Means v1 can be considered as initial velocity. Means particle started moving with a velocity of say 10 meter per second. So that 10 meter per second will be its initial velocity. And at this instant, let the time was t1. Means, let's say at 1 p.m., the velocity of a car was 10 meter per second. But after some time, its velocity changed and it became v2 with the time, and the time at t2, the velocity became v2. Did you understand? The velocity of the particle is v1 when the time is t1, and velocity of the particle became v2 when the time became t2. This means that in going from this point, let me call this point as P and this point Q, in going from P to Q, velocity has changed with time, right? So how much is the change in the velocity in how many minutes or in how much time? So that rate of change of velocity with the time is called as acceleration. I'm repeating this again. Net change in velocity upon net change in time. Why? Because velocity is changing with time. So the rate at which velocity is changing, that rate of change of velocity with time is known as acceleration. So acceleration is nothing but the time rate of change of velocity. Time rate of change of velocity. And why I'm saying time rate of change? Because the change of velocity I'm taking with respect to time. So that is why I'm writing it as time rate of change of velocity is known as is known as is known as acceleration. Is it clear to all?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, is known as acceleration, है ना? This is known as acceleration. Means the change in velocity with respect to time is known as acceleration. Simple definition है. अब ये जो acceleration है, इसमें दो चीजें आ रही है. एक तो change आ रहा है velocity का और दूसरा आ रहा है time का. तो how we will find the value of acceleration, right? How we will find the value of acceleration? तो एक्सेलरेशन की वैल्यू निकालने का मतलब है कि टाइम रेट ऑफ चेंज, मतलब आप वेलोसिटी का चेंज निकाल लो, मतलब चेंज इन वेलोसिटी, आप वेलोसिटी का चेंज निकाल लो. तो अगर आप वेलोसिटी का चेंज निकालोगे तो वेलोसिटी का चेंज, द चेंज इन वेलोसिटी वुड बी v2 माइनस ऑफ v1, राइट?
यस सर.
ओके तारिक, अभी मेरी बात समझ में आ रही है आपको? तारिक, अभी जो मैंने बोला,
यस सर.
कि ठीक है, अभी समझ में आ गया. एक्सेलरेशन क्या है बेटा? एक्सेलरेशन का मतलब है वेलोसिटी में चेंज डिवाइडेड बाय टाइम. मतलब रेट ऑफ चेंज ऑफ वेलोसिटी इज नोन एज एक्सेलरेशन. मतलब कितना वेलोसिटी चेंज हुआ है कितने टाइम में, दैट इज बेसिकली कॉल्ड एज एक्सेलरेशन. क्लियर है तारिक?
यस सर.
अब देखो मेरी बात समझो. इन गोइंग फ्रॉम दिस पॉइंट P टू Q, जब मैं P से Q पे जा रहा हूँ, मोहना समझ आ रही बात? व्हेन आई एम गोइंग फ्रॉम पॉइंट P टू Q, तो P टू Q जाने में वेलोसिटी हैज चेंज फ्रॉम V1 टू V2. तो चेंज कैसे लिखा जाता है? चेंज का मतलब होता है फाइनल माइनस इनिशियल. चेंज इज ऑलवेज इक्वल टू फाइनल माइनस इनिशियल. फाइनल वेलोसिटी v2, इनिशियल वेलोसिटी v1. क्लियर है? चेंज इन टाइम विल बी रिटन एज t2 माइनस t1. भाई टाइम में कितना चेंज आया? t2 माइनस t1. इज इट क्लियर?
Yes,
बोलो.
sir.
Yes, sir.
ओके, तो एक्सेलरेशन क्या होगा? एक्सेलरेशन इज रिप्रेजेंटेड बाय स्मॉल ए, है ना? स्मॉल a would be equal to the change in velocity, which is v2 minus of v1 upon t2 minus of t1. This will be your acceleration, and this can also be written as delta v by delta t. And I already told you yesterday कि जो डेल्टा होता है ना, डेल्टा, this delta is represents change. This delta represents change, and this acceleration that we will get will be called as average acceleration. मतलब average acceleration simple सा point है सर. Acceleration means change in velocity upon time. Excuse me. Acceleration means change in velocity upon time. Is it clear to all? What will be its unit? So its unit would be equal to what? Meter per second square. You may have heard about it. Acceleration की unit meter per second square होती है. Clear है?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
नोट कर लो. इस पे अभी और बात होगी, पहले इसको नोट कर लो.
Done.
हो गया भाई, सबका सबने नोट कर लिया इसको?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
ओके ओके, नाउ लिसन टू मी फर्दर। तारिक, नोट कर लिया तुमने?
Yes, sir.
ओके
Yes.
अब सुनो सर, फाइनल वेलोसिटी जो है ना, फाइनल वेलोसिटी विच इज v2, that can either be greater than initial velocity or it can even be less than that of initial velocity. दोनों बातें हो सकती हैं. For example, let's say my initial velocity was 10 meter per second. मान लो मेरी velocity, दो केसेस हो सकता है, दोनों पॉसिबल है कि सर this velocity was 10 meter per second and after some time it became 20 meter per second. तो in this case I can claim that my velocity is increasing. मतलब पहले 10 मीटर पर सेकेंड था, अब इट हैज बिकम 20 मीटर पर सेकेंड, तो माई वेलोसिटी हैज इंक्रीज्ड, वेलोसिटी बढ़ गई, राइट? लेकिन सर ऐसा भी तो हो सकता है कि पहले 20 मीटर पर सेकेंड था एंड इट बिकेम 10 मीटर पर सेकेंड आफ्टर सम टाइम, तो मैं कह सकता हूं वेलोसिटी डिक्रीज हो गई. इज इट क्लियर?
Yes.
In first situation velocity has increased and in the second situation velocity has decreased. अगर मैं यहां पर देखूं तो मैं ये कहूंगा 20 minus 10, obviously this will be a positive value, right? इसका मतलब the change of velocity in this case is positive. Is it understood by everyone or not?
Yes.
Yes.
सर ये जो चेंज आएगा वेलोसिटी का, ये पॉजिटिव आएगा. और यहां पर व्हाट विल बी द चेंज? विल इट बी पॉजिटिव और नेगेटिव? अब बोलो, इट वुड बी नेगेटिव.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
तो
Negative.
सर ये नेगेटिव है, तो ये चेंज पॉजिटिव आया एंड दिस चेंज इज नेगेटिव, राइट? मींस यहां पर जो एक्सेलरेशन आएगा, द एक्सेलरेशन दैट आई विल गेट, that acceleration will be positive because change positive आया तो acceleration positive आएगा, और यहां पर change negative आया तो acceleration कैसा आएगा बेटा? नेगेटिव आएगा. पहले ये सब बताओ, सबको क्लियर है?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
इसका
sir.
मतलब डिपेंडिंग ऑन फाइनल वेलोसिटी, my acceleration can be positive as well as negative depending on my final velocity. अब कब पॉजिटिव और कब निगेटिव, व्हेन विल इट बी पॉजिटिव एंड व्हेन विल इट बी निगेटिव, कब पॉजिटिव कब निगेटिव, तो इसको मैं लिख देता हूं. इफ v2 मतलब v फाइनल जैसे भी कह लो, if final velocity is greater than initial velocity, acceleration is positive and we say that the body is accelerating, right? On the other hand, if final velocity is less than initial velocity, मतलब final velocity initial से कम हो जाए, so acceleration will be negative and this negative acceleration is called as retardation. Did you understand?
Yes.
This negative acceleration is called as retardation. Means if you have the negative acceleration, it means that the velocity will always decrease, and you have positive acceleration, it means velocity will increase. तो negative acceleration is called as retardation. Negative acceleration को हम retardation कहते हैं. And when do we have negative acceleration? So acceleration will be negative when final velocity is less than initial velocity. ठीक है? Now second point, remember, if velocity is constant, so obviously acceleration will be equal to 0. Is it clear? Everyone please respond.
Yes, sir.
If velocity
Yes.
doesn't
Yes.
changes, अगर velocity change ही नहीं हो रही है तो acceleration सर 0 हो जाएगा, है ना? अब इसमें मैं एक दो बातें और समझाता हूं आपको, ये तो आपको क्लियर हो गया. अब एक पहले मैं एग्जांपल समझाता हूं, उसके बाद थोड़ी सी और बात करता हूं, फिर उसको नोट कर लेना. Let me make you understand few more things. Sir, we know the fact that velocity, let's say if I take some points a b c, try to understand whatever I am saying please. मान लो यहां पर velocity is equal to 0. At this point velocity becomes is equal to 10 meter per second, and this point velocity becomes 20 meter per second, right? यहां से यहां तक का time is equal to, let's say it is 2 seconds. Here also the time is 2 seconds. Clear? Tell me, what will be the acceleration from a to b? What will be the acceleration between a and b? इस वाले point, what will be the acceleration? Sir, final velocity minus?
Sir, please repeat the question again.
Yes, I am repeating it. See, At point A, my velocity is 0. At point B, my velocity is 10. At point C, my velocity is 20. ठीक है? And in going from A to B, the time given is 2 seconds. मतलब मेरी my velocity has changed from 0 to 10 in 2 seconds. And again it has become 10 to 20 again in 2 seconds. फिर से मेरी बात सुनो. पहली बार velocity में change आया 10 मीटर पर सेकंड का 2 सेकंड में, और दूसरी बार भी जो change है वो कितने टाइम में आया 2 seconds में. Is it understood by everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
तो acceleration from A to B अगर मैं लिखूंगा तो I will write it as 10 minus of 0 divided by 2. That is 5 meter per second square. Similarly, if I write the acceleration between these 2 points B and C, so what will it be? 20 minus of 10 divided by 2. See, final is 20, initial is 10, so 20 minus 10 divided by 2. Again, it will become 5 meter per second square. What do you say? Is it correct?
Yes, sir.
बेटा, इसका मतलब है कि
Yes,
velocity undoubtedly velocity change हो रही है, velocity is changing, but acceleration remains same. Acceleration remains same. So these kind of accelerated motion are called as uniformly accelerated motion. Did you understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
Uniformly accelerated motion मतलब ऐसा motion, a type of motion in which acceleration remains constant is called as uniformly accelerated motion. Is it clear? And type of motion in which acceleration doesn't remain constant is called as non-uniformly accelerated motion. For example, let me take this as A, B and C. यहाँ पर मैं फिर से कहूँ velocity 0. यहाँ पर velocity became 10 meter per second. Here velocity becomes 20 meter per second. The time taken here is let's say it is 2 seconds, and the time here required is 4 seconds. Tariq, what will be acceleration from A to B? Tariq, A से B में acceleration
Yes,
क्या
sir.
होगा?
5 meter per
5 meter per second square. No issue with that. 5 meter per second square. Acceleration from B to C कितना होगा? Who will tell me?
5 meter.
2.5.
5 meter.
यहाँ नहीं इस पार्ट को देखो.
Yes, sir.
20 minus 10
Like,
divided by 4 होगा ना, ये टाइम 4
yes,
सेकंड
sir.
लिया है मैंने.
Yes.
It would be 2.5 meter per second square.
2.5. Yes.
Now tell me one thing, is the acceleration same in both case? क्या acceleration दोनों केस में same है?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No sir. तो acceleration change हो रहा है, acceleration is changing, right? तो ऐसा motion in which acceleration is not same, acceleration of A to B is not equal to acceleration from B to C, such a motion is called as non-uniformly accelerated motion. Did you understand? Non-uniformly accelerated motion. This means that your accelerated motion can be of two types. आपका जो accelerated motion है वो दो type का हो सकता है, uniformly accelerated और non-uniformly accelerated. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Now I am going back to this page. So you have to keep in your mind what is meaning of uniformly accelerated motion or what is the meaning of non-uniformly accelerated motion. You have to just keep that in your mind. सिर्फ आपको याद रखना है कि यूनिफॉर्मली एक्सेलरेटेड मोशन का क्या मतलब है और नॉन यूनिफॉर्मली एक्सेलरेटेड मोशन का क्या मतलब है, वो दिमाग में रखना है. नाउ अब मुझे बताओ, एक्सेलरेशन का ये वाला कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर हो गया?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है.
Yes.
Okay. Now see, so the acceleration that we have just discussed, this acceleration is average
Please show
acceleration.
the previous slide.
Okay, this
Yes.
slide you are talking about,
No, sir, the other one.
this one you want.
Yes, sir.
Be quick, beta. Be quick, hurry up.
Done, sir.
Okay, moving on. So the acceleration that we have talked about is average acceleration, and in average acceleration, again I'm repeating, in average acceleration what you are supposed to do, you have to find the final velocity and initial velocity, and you will take the time difference t final minus t initial. It will give you the average acceleration. For example, I am giving you a question, just solve it. It is basically a repeat telecast type of question. Whatever we have done in the case of velocity, the same will be here in the case of acceleration. I am giving you the example. v is equal to, just try to understand बेटा, जो हमने पहले करा है बस वैसा ही बिल्कुल रिपीट टेलीकास्ट है ये, 4t स्क्वायर, वेयर v इज वेलोसिटी और t क्या है बच्चे, टाइम है. मुझे एक बात बताओ, इज दिस वेलोसिटी और कांस्टेंट वेलोसिटी और वेरिएबल? ये वेलोसिटी कांस्टेंट है या वेरिएबल है जो अभी लिखा है मैंने?
वेरिएबल.
वेरिएबल है, तो बेटा वेलोसिटी चेंज होगी. तो आपका क्वेश्चन है, द क्वेश्चन इज फाइंड एवरेज एक्सेलरेशन between t equal to 2 seconds and t equal to 4 seconds. Did you understand? आपको एवरेज एक्सेलरेशन निकालना है. कब निकालना है? Between the time 2 seconds and 4 seconds. Now tell me one thing, what will you do? What will you calculate to find the average acceleration? क्या करोगे एवरेज एक्सेलरेशन निकालने के लिए? What will you do? कौन बता रहा है?
So we need to find out final and initial velocities.
Of course. भाई तारिक भाई, क्या करोगे एवरेज एक्सेलरेशन निकालने के लिए? सर फाइनल वेलोसिटी निकालेंगे सर, और इनिशियल वेलोसिटी निकालेंगे. सर इनिशियल और फाइनल वेलोसिटी कैसे निकालेंगे? तो पुट द वैल्यू ऑफ टी 2 सेकेंड्स, टी में क्या रख दो, 2 सेकेंड्स रख दो, तो ये इनिशियल वेलोसिटी आ जाएगी. और टी में फिर 4 सेकेंड रख दो, तो कौन सी वेलोसिटी आ जाएगी? फाइनल वेलोसिटी आ जाएगी. डिड यू अंडरस्टैंड? कर दो.
Yes,
जल्दी
sir.
से जल्दी से कर दो, जल्दी से कर दो. सबका आंसर सही आना चाहिए प्लीज, एवरीवन.
Done, sir. Done, sir.
Okay, good. Now see this. We'll put t as 2 सेकेंड. देखो t की वैल्यू इनिशियल वाली वैल्यू ऑफ टाइम रखो, तो इनिशियल वेलोसिटी विल बी इक्वल टू 4 into 2 स्क्वायर्ड, 4 into 2 का स्क्वायर, तो इट विल बिकम इक्वल टू 16, राइट? 16 मीटर पर सेकेंड. Similarly, put the value of t as 4 seconds. t की वैल्यू 4 रख दो, तो 4 squared, तो this will become 64 meter per second. Is it correct? So what will you get as average acceleration? The average acceleration will be equal to final velocity. See the formula. Final velocity is 64. Initial velocity is 16 divided by time difference, which is 4 minus of 2. Is it correct, beta? So it will be equal to 48 divided by 2. That is equal to 24 meter per second square. ये बताओ किसको नहीं समझ में आया? Who among you haven't understood this? सबको समझ आ गई बात? या is there any issue with anyone?
सर
हाँ जी.
सर v1 4 into 2 तो 8 ना होगा, 2 का स्क्वायर 4.
हाँ तो 2 का स्क्वायर 4 ना, तो ये 2 का स्क्वायर बेटा 4, अरे ये भी तो 4 है ना बच्चा. नहीं समझी छोटी. अरे टी की ये 4, ये वाला 4 तो एज इट इज रहेगा. टी स्क्वायर, तो टी की वैल्यू कितनी है? 2 है ना बेटा, तो 2 का स्क्वायर है ना, ये देखो ना, ये 4t स्क्वायर है. ये कितना होगा? 4 into 4 हुआ ना, तो 4 into 4 16 हुआ ना. क्या हुआ?
यस सर.
अब समझ आ गई बात तुम्हें? और किसी को कोई इशू पूछो भाई.
No, sir.
आगे बढ़ूं? Is
Yes,
it
sir.
clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
ठीक है, मूविंग ऑन। तो देखो ये जो अभी मैंने डिस्कस किया ये कौन सा एक्सेलरेशन था? एवरेज। इशिका,
Yes.
विभूति,
Yes, sir.
Yes,
is
sir.
this clear to both of you?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Mohana, I hope it is understood by you.
Yes,
Mohana,
sir. I understood, sir.
okay, good, very good. तारिक, समझ आ गई बात तुमको?
Yes, sir.
इब्राहिम,
Yes, sir.
ठीक है। अब मैं नेक्स्ट एक्सेलरेशन पे आता हूं। ये जो एक्सेलरेशन अभी हमने लिखा था, दिस इज v फाइनल माइनस v इनिशियल, वाज एवरेज एक्सेलरेशन। अब दूसरा एक्सेलरेशन देखो, इंस्टेंटेनियस एक्सेलरेशन। कौन बताएगा मुझे व्हाट इज दिस इंस्टेंटेनियस? कौन बता रहा है? कल हमने 2 बार पढ़ा है इसको। हु विल टेल मी द मीनिंग ऑफ इंस्टेंटेनियस एक्सेलरेशन? कौन बताएगा सर? व्हाट वाज कोई पेज वो चेंज कर रहा है, मतलब वो रजिस्टर खोल के देख रहा है कि क्या था ये, मतलब भूल गए हो ना तुम लोग। इंस्टेंटेनियस मींस एट ए इंस्टेंट। फिर से सुनो, इंस्टेंटेनियस का क्या मतलब हुआ? एट सम पर्टिकुलर इंस्टेंट या पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट। मींस द acceleration of body at any particular instant is known as instantaneous acceleration. कोई कष्ट,
No, sir.
कोई दिक्कत, any doubt? Have you understood the definition? भाई
Yes, sir.
instantaneous means what? Instantaneous means the value at a particular instant. ठीक है, तो the value at a particular point or instant will be called as instantaneous. So what is the instantaneous value of acceleration? So what will you do? You will differentiate the velocity with respect to time to get the instantaneous acceleration. Is it clear? Instantaneous acceleration मतलब dv by dt. भाई instantaneous velocity क्या था? dx by dt. तो similarly instantaneous acceleration क्या होगा? dv by dt. Did you understand?
Yes.
Means whenever you have to calculate instantaneous, you will differentiate the quantity. Did you understand? Whenever you will calculate instantaneous, you will differentiate the quantity. Is it clear or not?
Yes.
यहां तक क्लियर है सबको?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
अब एक बात और सुनिए, बिफोर आई प्रोसीड। अब एक पॉइंट और सुनिए बेटा। टेल मी वन थिंग, दिस इज dv by dt, right? If I multiply and divide this whole term by dx, क्या ये कर सकता हूं या नहीं? Can I do this or not? Can I multiply and divide this dv by dt by same value? Is it possible or not mathematically?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
ये तो पॉसिबल है भाई। सेम वैल्यू से आप मल्टीप्लाई भी कर रहे हो और सेम से डिवाइड भी कर रहे हो, तो ऑब्वियसली इट इज पॉसिबल। बेटा इफ आई डू दिस, कैन आई राइट दिस एज, देखना जरा सा, कैन आई राइट दिस एज dx by dt multiplied by dv by dx? कुछ नहीं कर है, थोड़ा सा रीअरेंज कर दिया। आई हैव जस्ट रीअरेंज्ड दिस। आई एम राइटिंग इट एज dx by dt and I have taken this v and x together. Tell me whether you have understood this or not.
Okay.
So
I put, why I am doing this, I'll just let you know. But is it correct or not?
Yes, sir.
Who will tell me what is the meaning of dx by dt? Who will tell me what is this dx by dt?
speed or velocity.
एक ही बच्चा बोल रहा है, सब नहीं बोल रहे हैं। तारिक, dx by dt क्या होता है तारिक?
Instantaneous speed.
या तो इंस्टेंटेनियस स्पीड, या बिकॉज वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट वेलोसिटी, तो आई कैन क्लेम दिस हैज टू बी इंस्टेंटेनियस वेलोसिटी, राइट? मैं वेलोसिटी के साथ मैंने ये किया है ना, तो इसलिए इसको dx by dt को वेलोसिटी कह लो। तो अगर मैं इसको वेलोसिटी कह दूं तो दिस कैन बी रिटन एज dv by dx और नॉट? बताओ मुझे जरा बेटा, ये समझ में आया? dx by dt को मैं वेलोसिटी लिख सकता हूं ना? महुना, कैन आई राइट dx by dt as velocity or not?
Yes, sir.
So this v dv by dx is also a way of writing this acceleration. and this is also a way of writing acceleration. But when which of the two will be used, I'll just let you know. First write down the formula. I will let you know when to use this formula for acceleration and when to use this formula for acceleration. But before that you just note the formula. पहले आप formula note कर लीजिए, फिर मैं आपको बताऊंगा कि दोनों का use कब होगा, इसका कब यूज करेंगे और इसका कब यूज करेंगे. दे हैव द डिफरेंस एंड दे हैव डिफरेंट यूजेस. इसका यूज अलग है और इसका यूज अलग है. बट व्हेन टू यूज विच ऑफ द टू, दैट आई लेट यू नो. बट फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल नोट इट डाउन. इसको नोट कर लो, मैं आपको बताऊंगा कि कौन सा कब यूज करना है. डन.
Yes,
तो तुम लोग
sir.
एकदम शांत हो जाते हो बिल्कुल. कंफ्यूज हो रहे हो क्या कि सर पता नहीं क्या क्या कर रहे हैं.
Sir, done.
Okay, good. Now I'll make you understand the use of different forms of acceleration. One I have written it as dv by dt, another form is v dv by dx. So I'll make you understand this by example. मैं example ले रहा हूँ और उस example से आपको मैं सिखाऊंगा कि कब कौन सा formula use करना है अपने acceleration का. Although both are the formulas for the same acceleration, but कौन सा वाला कब use करेंगे वो अब मैं सिखाता हूँ. देखिए, let me say that कि let me assume कि if क्वेश्चन है v इज इक्वल टू 2t स्क्वायर. ठीक है, ये वेलोसिटी है हमारी. v इज इक्वल टू 2t स्क्वायर और मैं आपसे कहूं फाइंड इंस्टेंटेनियस एक्सेलरेशन एट t इक्वल टू 2 सेकेंड. व्हाट विल यू डू? व्हाट विल यू डू टू फाइंड इंस्टेंटेनियस एक्सेलरेशन? टेल मी. इंस्टेंटेनियस फाइंड करने के लिए क्या करेंगे सर आप? सर इंस्टेंटेनियस निकालने के लिए क्या करना है? डिफरेंशिएट करना है या नॉर्मली करना है? क्या करना है ये बता दो, बस इतना बता दो. What will you do to find the instantaneous acceleration? Will you differentiate or will you integrate or what will you do?
Differentiate.
बस एक ही बच्चे को समझ में आया, बाकियों को नहीं आ रहा.
Sir, differentiate.
Obviously differentiate. तायरा क्या कहती हैं आप?
Differentiate.
Differentiate. अब देखो, try to understand. एक तो है हमारा फॉर्मूला ऑफ एक्सेलरेशन. डिफरेंशिएशन में ही दो फॉर्मूला है, एक है v dv by dx और दूसरा है v dv by dt. वी हैव टू फॉर्म्स ऑफ डिफरेंशिएशन, या तो ये. अब देखो कौन सा मुझे यूज करना चाहिए. विच ऑफ द टू शुड आई यूज? ये वाला या ये वाला? कौन सा वाला यूज करूं, फर्स्ट वन या सेकंड वन? तो देखो फर्स्ट वन क्यों करूं, क्योंकि यहाँ पर v को देखो तो v t के साथ लिखा हुआ है. मतलब v जो लिखा हुआ है दैट इज इन टर्म्स ऑफ t. v किसके टर्म्स में लिखा हुआ है? t के टर्म्स में. v डिपेंड्स ऑन t. अगर आपका वेलोसिटी टाइम पे डिपेंड कर रहा है तो उस केस में आप ये यूज करेंगे. समझ में आई बात? अगर वेलोसिटी डिपेंड्स ऑन टाइम, इफ वेलोसिटी डिपेंड्स ऑन टाइम, तो आपने लिखना है एक्सेलरेशन इज इक्वल टू dv by dt, दैट इज इक्वल टू d अपॉन dt ऑफ 2t स्क्वायर. तो इसका अगर मैं डिफरेंशिएशन करूं तो 2 विल बी एज इट इज. t स्क्वायर का डिफरेंशिएशन 2t होगा तो इट विल बिकम 4t. तो इंस्टेंटेनियस एक्सेलरेशन विल बिकम इक्वल टू 4. t की वैल्यू 2 सेकंड्स. ध्यान से देखो, t की वैल्यू 2 सेकंड्स, तो 4 मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 2 is equal to 8 meter per second square. Is it clear or not? First tell me yes or no.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, आप मेरी बात सुनिएगा ध्यान से. अगर मैं दूसरा एग्जांपल लूं, I'll go back to that slide, don't worry. पहले मेरा दूसरा एग्जांपल समझो. If I write velocity as equal to 2x squared and I ask you find instantaneous acceleration. Find instantaneous acceleration when x is equal to 1 meter. Now, which of the formula will you use? A is equal to dv by dt you will use, or you will use A is equal to v dv by dx? Tell me.
सेकेंड v dv
कौन
by
सा
dx.
वाला आपको अच्छा लग रहा है देखने में, जिसमें x हो? तो ऑब्वियसली सेकंड. किसी बच्ची ने बोला, जिसने भी बोला बिल्कुल सही बोला. And Mohana is on silent mode. I don't know why. Vibhuti Bhan is also on silent mode. Ishika again on silent mode. क्या हो गया तुम लोगों को?
I was thinking.
Have you understood this or not? Please tell me.
Yes.
This means that whenever you have velocity in terms of x, you will use this formula to get the acceleration. And if velocity is in terms of time, you will use this formula. अब समझ में आ गया कौन सा कब यूज करना है? तो अब देखो बेटा, तारिक तुझे समझ आ गया कौन सा फॉर्मूला कब यूज करना है?
Sir,
Yes,
please
sir.
explain it again.
I am repeating this again and please ask me, है ना, whenever you don't understand. मुझे खुद से नहीं पूछना पड़े, आप खुद से पूछें, ठीक है, अगर आप नहीं समझो तो. Mona, listen to me carefully. I am saying if you have velocity in terms of time, अगर velocity time के साथ change हो रहा है, तो if velocity is in terms of time, you will use acceleration as dv by dt. But if velocity, जैसे मैंने ये last वाला किया था, here the velocity was in terms of time, right? Velocity was changing with time, so I used dv by dt. Clear है Mauna? But on the
Yes,
other
sir.
hand, if velocity changes with x, so you will find the instantaneous acceleration by the formula v dv by dx. Did you understand? So it depends whether you have velocity in terms of t or x. If you have in terms of t, you will write acceleration as dv by dt. And if you have velocity in terms of x, you will write acceleration as v dv by dx. Means here I will write this acceleration as v dv by dx. V will be written as equal to 2x square. This is d by dx. Again differentiation of 2x squared. देखो ये v की वैल्यू 2x स्क्वायर थी ना, तो वही पुट किया है मैंने. Is it clear? So this 2x square will be as it is. यहाँ पर differentiation करो तो 2 will be as it is. Differentiation of x square will become 2x. Is it understood or not? Please respond.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
तो मेरे बच्चों acceleration will be 2 2 2 मतलब 8 multiplied by x cube. And where I was supposed to find the acceleration, so I was supposed to find the acceleration at x is equal to 1 meter. So put x is equal to 1 meter, acceleration will become 8 into 1, that is a is equal to 8 meter per second square. I hope now it is clear when to use which of the formula of acceleration. I will use the formula of acceleration as dv by dt when I have velocity in terms of time. And if I have velocity as x or in terms of x, so I will use this formula of acceleration, which is v dv by dx. So I'm going to the first page now. Please note it down. Then I will come to the second page. पहले इसको नोट कर लो. पहले ये वाला पेज नोट कर लो. Then I'll come to the next. Done?
Sir, please.
ठीक है. Next पे जाऊं? Should I go to the next page?
No, sir, please.
Okay. I'm waiting. Okay.
Done, sir.
Okay. Moving on to the next. इसको भी नोट करो. उसके बाद I'll take one or two example, and then we'll start the equation of motion.
sir, done.
Okay, so I'm giving you a question. First, you will attempt for this. अच्छा नहीं हुआ? चलो note करो. Is it done?
Done, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, moving to a question. अब देखो भाई सारे बच्चे try करना यार please. Please all of you attempt this because we have dealt with these kind of question in the last class as well as today also. So I hope you will be able to solve. The first question, very simple question. This is the equation of velocity that I am giving and it is let's say कुछ भी बना लो यार अपनी तरफ से. ये मान लो कि let's say it is 4t square plus of 2t है ना plus of 1. This is the equation of velocity. You have to find two things. Find average acceleration between t equal to 1 second and t equal to 2 seconds. Simple. Please try by yourself. And second is instantaneous acceleration at t equal to 2 seconds. Everyone, have you understood the question? This is the equation for velocity. आपको दो चीजें निकालनी है, average acceleration और instantaneous. You know the formula of average acceleration as well as of instantaneous. Are you solving now? Are you trying this?
Yes.
सारे बच्चे पहले आप खुद से solve करो. First try by yourself. Then I will solve
Yes,
for you.
sir.
Okay, very good. I'm giving you some time. I'm giving you 2 minutes to solve. Please, everyone, concentrate on this.
Done, sir.
Okay, good. चलो अब मैं solve कर रहा हूँ फिर. First, I will be solving. Okay, okay. Hurry up. Be quick.
Done, sir.
ठीक है, गुड. तो चलो वन बाय वन दोनों की बात करते हैं, एवरेज की भी और इंस्टेंटेनियस की भी. फर्स्ट आई विल टॉक अबाउट एवरेज, राइट. तो अगर मैं एवरेज की बात करूं तो हमें मालूम है सर, एवरेज एक्सेलरेशन वी नो दैट वी हैव टू फाइंड वी फाइनल, वी इनिशियल और दोनों को आपस में सब्ट्रैक्ट करेंगे, टी फाइनल माइनस ऑफ टी इनिशियल और दोनों डिवाइड करेंगे. दिस इज द फॉर्मूला दैट वी आर सपोज टू यूज. नाउ हाउ वी विल फाइंड वी इनिशियल एंड वी फाइनल? तो पुट t is equal to 1 The velocity that you will get will be the initial velocity. Initial matlab initial time पर. So 4 into 1 plus of 2 into 1 plus of 1. This will become equal to 7 meter per second. This is your initial value of velocity, right? What will be your final value of velocity? So it would be put t as equal to 2 seconds. So 4 into 2 squared plus of 2 into 2 plus of 1 is equal to, now see, ये कितना हो जाएगा 16 plus of 4 20 plus of 1 21. Am I correct?
Yes.
Everyone please respond to it. Now average acceleration will be equal to what? So
Yes,
that
sir.
would be simply equal to 21 minus of 7 divided by time difference, that is 2 minus of 1. Solve करूं इसको तो it will come out to be 14 meter per second square. I hope you have got the same answer as I have got, right? Have you got the
Yes,
same
sir.
answer?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
तारिक यही आंसर आया था
Yes.
तेरा तुम्हारा या कुछ और आया था? तारिक मेरी आवाज जा रही हो तो
Yes,
बताइए. मोहना you got the same answer. Good.
yes.
तारिक what about you? तारिक तुम्हारा आंसर यही था या कुछ और था? I think he is not able to listen to me. तारिक शायद आवाज नहीं जा रही मेरी. Anyways, moving on. Let me solve for instantaneous acceleration. Let's solve instantaneous acceleration. कैसे निकालेंगे? Who will tell me? What should I do?
Differentiate.
Of course we will differentiate. और differentiate में कौन सा वाला? dv by dt और v dv by dx? Which one?
Sir, V.
dv by dt.
dv by dt. Yes, you are right. तारिक क्या मेरी आवाज जा रही है तुम्हारे तक? तारिक can you hear me? विभूति भान.
Yes, sir.
Good. तुम तक तो जा रही है. Okay, anyways, acceleration instantaneous will be dv by dt because velocity is in terms of time. So we will take dv by dt. That means we are supposed to differentiate this whole quantity, which is 4t square plus of 2t plus of 1. We need to differentiate this whole. The acceleration would be 4 as it is rahega beta. The differentiation of t square is 2t plus 2 will be as it is and differentiation of t will be 1. And this one, the last one, is not, it is not with any variable. The last term, which is 1, is not in the product with any variable. Means the differentiation of this one will be 0. Means we will write it as 8t plus of 2. Now, where we were supposed to find the instantaneous value, so we wanted to find the instantaneous value at t equal to 2 seconds. So put t equal to 2, so 8 multiplied by 2 plus of 2, that would be equal to 18 meter per second square. Did you got this answer or not? Did you get
Yes,
this?
sir.
Yes, sir.
Everyone please respond.
Yes.
Okay, good. तारिक तुम्हारी आवाज नहीं आ रही है. अगर तुम मुझे सुन पा रहे हो तो प्लीज रिस्पॉन्ड. तारिक अहमद has left. इसका मतलब there is some issue with the network at his side. Okay, so can I erase this? Of course I can because you already have done this. अब मैं इसी में एक और क्वेश्चन ले रहा हूँ. I'm taking one more question. Just try to understand that. I'm taking one more question. I'm giving you x as 4t cube plus of 3t square plus of 60. This is the value of x. I'm asking you to find instantaneous acceleration at t equal to 2 seconds. I haven't given you velocity this time. What I have given you? Find instantaneous acceleration at t is equal to 2 seconds. What I have given you? I have given you x, where x means what? X is position, or you can say displacement. What will you do to find the instantaneous acceleration? I have not given v. I have given you x. Don't tell me कि सर हम v dv by dx कर लेंगे. ये नहीं करेंगे. V थोड़ी given है. This is not the equation for v. The equation that I have given is for position, not for the velocity. Is everybody convinced? Who will tell me how to solve?
DX.
So first we find velocity.
Very good, beta. Very good. भाई सबको समझ आ गया जो इस बच्ची ने बोला?
Yes, sir.
We will differentiate it first to calculate the velocity. उसके बाद जो velocity की equation आएगी ना, equation, फिर you will differentiate again that with respect to time to get the acceleration. तो जो final equation आएगी, that will be the equation of acceleration, and that in that equation you will finally put the value of t as 2 seconds. So will you try?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm giving you some time. Please try this and then I'll solve. Okay, now I'm solving. Any one of you has done this? Any one of you have got the answer?
Wait.
Okay, I'm waiting. I'm
Yes,
waiting for a
sir.
minute now. Okay, please hurry up. देखो, acceleration we know that it is dv by dt, but for this we need to know the value of velocity. And here velocity is not given to us. What is given here is x, means position. So first we will find velocity and then we will differentiate that velocity again to find the acceleration. Means first we will find velocity by differentiating x with respect to time. And when you will differentiate this, 4 will be as it is. The differentiation of t cube will be 3t squared. Plus of 3 will be as it is. Differentiation of t squared will be 2t. And for this part, the differentiation will be 6. Is everybody convinced? This will become 12t square plus 6t plus 6. Bolo.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
अब acceleration निकालने के लिए again we need to differentiate this. अब जो velocity आई है ना, the equation of velocity, differentiate this equation again. So 12 will be as it is. Differentiation of t square will be 2t. 6 will be as it is. Differentiation of t will be 1. And this last 6 has no variable with it. So differentiation of this will be 0. So acceleration equation becomes 24t plus of 6. Is it clear to all? Now finally put t is equal to 2. You will get the value of acceleration as 24 multiplied by 2 plus of 6. From this you will get the final answer. Is it clear or not?
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Mohana, means if you have
Yes,
x, so what you will do to find the acceleration? You will differentiate twice. First, when you will differentiate x with respect to time, you will get velocity. And again, when you will differentiate that velocity, you will get the acceleration. I hope, is it clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
पक्का?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, तो एक बार ठीक है, तो we are done with the instantaneous value of acceleration. We have also done with the average value of acceleration. We know if position, velocity will be in terms of time, so acceleration will be found by differentiating that velocity with time. One more question I'm giving you. Try to solve it quickly. The question is as follows. Velocity is given as 4x square plus of 2x. Tell me the acceleration at x is equal to 1 meter. Hurry up. Hurry up. One more question just for today. And then from in the next class, we'll start equation of motion. How will you solve this? Tell me.
A v by dv dx.
ऐसे अगर करोगे तो it can become a quite lengthy. तो make it as 4x square plus of 2. Just make it as 4x square plus of 2. Now solve and tell me the answer. Hurry up.
Once.
Very good. Tyra, what about you? Tyra, कुछ समझ आ रहा है इसमें कौन सा वाला फॉर्म यूज करेंगे?
Yes, sir. Sir, wait.
कौन सा वाला बेटा? dv by dt वाला या दूसरा वाला?
Sir, दूसरा वाला v by dv.
दूसरा वाला. Ibrahim, did you understand which of the two formula will be used here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, acceleration will be v dv by dx because this velocity is in terms of x. So v is 4x square plus 2, it will be as it is. And now we have to differentiate this also, 4x square plus 2. Now what will you do? You will write it as 4x square plus of 2. When you will differentiate this, 4 will be as it is. The differentiation of x square will be 2x plus the differentiation of 2 will be 0. Means you will be having 4x square plus of 2 multiplied by 8x. Because this will become 8x and this is 0, so we don't care about it. Now multiply, do the multiplication part. 4x square multiplied by 8x will be 32x cube plus 2 multiplied by 8x will become 16x. Putting x is equal to 1. When you will put x is equal to 1, acceleration will become 32 into 1 plus of 16 into 1. That will become equal to 48 meter per second square. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so we will wind up here for today, and the rest we will start equation of motion from tomorrow. But before we start tomorrow's class, or before we start equation of motion, I will suggest you to revise the formula of integrations before I start tomorrow's class. कल की क्लास से पहले आप इंटीग्रेशन को रिवाइज कर लेंगे. यू विल रिवाइज इंटीग्रेशन बिफोर टुमारोज क्लास. क्लियर?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
ओके.